live because a friend of mine suggested for me to take my camera and put it on the other side of the desk and face it towards me, that it would work better. I hate to say it, it didn't. It wasn't even long enough. In fact, I couldn't pull it up to where you could see me and the desk. So it has to go this way right now for the moment. So give me one moment here as I fix this, and welcome in. All right, here we go. Let's get this on to what I'm doing. Hopefully everybody will understand that I am sorry for running late and for this taking forever to do this, because there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so here's how the pieces came out, folks. This one, of course, is done and the resin sealed, and I am running late. Hopefully when everybody gets the notice, they'll be in here. Either way, we're working on finishing this, and we're going to make a chain for this one. We're also going to add more resin to this pour and add something above and below it in that same cab. Now, here's what's going on with our cabochons that I poured with the resin, which takes 8 to 12 hours to set up, and it did set up, though I am sad to say that I am not happy with some of it. So, okay, so these, we're going to pop them out. Not too bad, except for the little glitches here on each side. I think I can add some UV resin to these to fill this in right here. There's the one. And then this one isn't too bad, except it's got a bit of a splotch in the top, which doesn't make sense because that's on the bottom of the cab. But other than that, it really came out good. Now, taking a look at this other cabochon. Welcome in, everybody. This is the unmolding, the two-part of the resin mold. I was supposed to be here at 7. I apologize. I was running late. I had my phone was lagging and needed charging. It took longer than I thought it was. I was supposed to be here at 7. And then on top of that, I did my camera as a friend suggested. And if they're in here, I just want them to know that I flipped this all around and put it on the other side. And the thing was not what? I couldn't go far enough back to show me and the desk, because my desk is not wide enough to do that. So, welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. Hey, Willow Cat, how are you tonight? So I had to rearrange my whole camera and turn it back the way I had it, because a friend of mine suggested, and it really sounded good, and it looked right the way he did it. But with me using this camera arm, it did not work. So these didn't come out too bad. This one's actually really pretty, I thought. Came out really well. I'm going to pull this one, unmold this one. This one I said that we would probably, see, there we go. There's the gold and the little green crystals, Swarovski crystals in there. This is where it has to be redone. I have to pour a second pour of resin here to seal that up so that that will be sealed instead of having a gap in here. Thank you. So we're going to push that one down, and I'm going to grab the two-part resin, A and B. Thank you for being here. I am running late. I can't help it. It says there are 29 people in here, guys. Don't forget to thumb up the live. I'd appreciate it if you're in here. That'll be awesome. Anyway, I turned this around, my entire camera, as my friend suggested, and faced it the other way towards me. And this arm is way, way too long, but not long enough to bend the camera over where it would get me and the desk. I thought it was going to be great because when they showed it on their end, but of course they were just laying their camera up on the table. They were not using an arm like I have to use. And it did make a difference, and it didn't work, but that's okay. We're here now, and we're doing this. We're getting ready to make sure that's back on, retouch on, and lighting on. Okay. So we're getting ready to use part A and part B resin art, and we're going to pour in here. Then we're going to start working on these to get those start rolling. And this one came out really pretty too. I think so, guys. Very pretty. And that's the back, and that's the front. Hi, Maria Victoria Sows. Thank you. It's just I think it looks really good. And there's no sharp edges on it at all. It's just a style of razor I used to cut it. And then it was dimpled and silver on the back, and the front is purple and blue. Hey folks, if you're in here, please don't forget to thumb up the live. It really does help with the algorithm. And these lives, it takes 2 to 3 hours just to get them to upload. So it's better you thumb it up while you're in here. Thank you and welcome in, everybody. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs, a jewelry and a canvas artist. Hi again, Maria. Victoria. So I will call you Maria if that's okay with you. All right, so we're getting ready to add a second part to this. If you were here last night when we first poured these, this is a cab poured with mica gold and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I meant to put 6 in here, but I put 5 of the Swarovski green crystals that are about 2 millimeters or smaller. But we're going to add another layer of resin right here on top of this so that it will be a solid back. So these are 2-part resins. And by the way, this resin is non-toxic. I know a lot of people get and they read about the resins online and on Facebook and everything else, and I'm not a sponsor there. Oh, they're toxic. These are not. This is resin art, and it is non-toxic. It says so on the bottle. Self-leveling, non-inflammatory, 40-minute pot time, and diamond hard. And so you have to do the 2-part 1-to-1. There was no smell or anything because I have asthma, and I'm going to tell you, it gets to me if not. Oh, yeah? I don't know about any bot in here. We don't have any bots in here yet. I haven't created a bot for this room. Thank you for all the thumbs up. All right, let's get to pouring some of this resin here because we're going to put a back on here, okay? And I was actually, oh, these are really kind of hard to open, but not terrible hard. And my understanding is, at least what I Googled, that 6 months after you open these, like they say resin lasts about 6 months. But I know they last longer than that if you keep them in the dark. All right, so let's get this. Part A, Part B. One is the hardener, one is the coating. So I'm going to put the hardener here. And I'm not going to stir these as hard tonight because I seem to have gotten more bubbles when I stirred them so abruptly. So it doesn't take as much. We're not going to use as much because we're just filling off the top here on this gold cabochon. Hello, Al. Because me, 1676. Are you a bicentennial person? Or is that just the number they gave you for your name? Sorry if it is. I just didn't know. Okay, now we're doing part B, which is the hardener, and we're going to do partial, like 1 for 1. Okay. Are they pretty even? Let's see. That one on the right, the regular casting, I need to put a little more in there. All right, where's everybody from? Thank you also for being here, everyone, tonight. I really appreciate it. Really helps, and I appreciate your support, and I appreciate all the thumbs up. All right, I think I got those about even. And now we're going to pour the crystal clear with the hard end of that. I guess it doesn't matter either way, one to the other. And I'm going to get these over here so you can see this. I'm sorry, I thought you could see me mixing and putting these in the cups. Okay. Luckily for me, I have a stick here. So I can put that down in there. There we go. And this cup, I'm just going to throw away down there in the trash. I am going to stir this. It's usually 1 to 3 minutes. But I'm going to stir it gently. Because stirring it too rough makes a problem also. Because when it starts to mix in, you'll see it's almost changing the color. Can you see the difference? How kind of non-clear it's becoming? Like a gel look. So we're just stirring this to get it mixed real well. And I'm trying to be careful. We don't want to stir bubbles into it. So we're just trying to get that really well mixed. This is part A and part B. This is Resin Art Crystal Clear Epoxy Resin. It is not toxic. It says so on the bottles, and there is no smell, folks, and it's non-flammable. Give me just a minute. It takes a minute to stir this. Now my cat is acting up in the background. If you hear the meowing, it's because she's not getting her way. I wouldn't let her come over here and walk on everything. Even though she's boss kitty, she's not allowed to walk on everything. Okay, so I'm sitting that there. Let me see here. That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. If you're getting a lot of beads, Willow, definitely do a haul. That would make a great video. So I just wanted to make sure you were still in here with me, Willow. I should have Launch here tonight too, but I don't see him, and I was running rather late, and I was supposed to be here at 7, and my cat is just being a little kitty taro. This. All right, so we're pouring this in here now. We're just doing this very gently. Remember how long this stuff takes to set up, folks. So this is another 8 to 12 hours for this resin to set up. All right, so I'm going to put it up real close so you guys can see. Though it did run off some of the cab, it ran off. That'll be all right. Then I'm going to just kind of gently do this. Kind of hoping that, making sure it's not going to have any bubbles. Trying to check too real close so you guys can see. Doesn't look like we got a bunch of bubbles. A few in there. So I'm going to hit my heat gun here. So be ready for the noise coming now. Yeah. Trying not to kick my light over here while I'm doing this. Wow. Make sure you have your headset and your earphones turned down. a second here. I'm trying to untangle this around my feet and everything else. And my light. So I'm kind of trying to keep this heat gun over the top here. Don't want it but so close. As I'm trying to get some of these bubbles out. They also said it'll set up faster too if you use a heat gun, but I don't know. Tell you the truth. And we're going to put that over there. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. Please remember to like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. There'll be more content coming. It's going to be great, guys. All right, we're going to get a little bit off the edge here. I'm going to use this stick to get it off, this like tongue depressor. You can buy these. Whoa, coming back around this way. All right, that should have that there now. All right, I think that's going to do rather well. See a little bit of a lip right here. Okay, I think I got that. This really doesn't have an odor, folks, I'm telling you. And please wear gloves. Don't be like me and go without gloves. Wear gloves so you don't get it all over your hands. I'm just using some hand sanitizer to sort of help with it. Hi, Pink Link Sinkin. Welcome in. This is a resin pour, and we are an adult art channel. Thank you for being here. All right, I'm trying to get this up so you guys can see what I'm doing. Hey, Willow the cat and Maria, everybody tell me where you're from. Welcome in, folks. We are working on a 2-part resin. We just did this one. We're adding this because this was already pulled out earlier. It's supposed to be in here at 7. I didn't make it till 8. And I set the camera on the other side of my desk, like my friend suggested, and it did not work. It was way off, and I couldn't even get it to adjust so that I could see myself and the table at the same time. I think I'm going to ask my other friend if he's running 2 cameras, because I think he is. Okay, so next, we're going to bring this out here, this other one. I'm going to try to pick off some of this green resin that got all over here, which should come off rather easy off these silicone molds. There we go. It's kind of blowing it out there too. All right, now I'm going to add we're going to try to add something different. Where's everybody from? Speak up. Tell me where's everybody from. Okay. USA, huh, Miss Palmer? Welcome in. All right, so we got this piece here going. Just quick brief back. I had to fill the top in on this one. We got them all unmolded, and that has a new top in it. I'm not real thrilled that it's oozing over the sides here. And I'm actually going to put that into my I'm going to stick it in here, even though it's not a, excuse me for bouncing you guys around. I'm actually sticking it in my UV lamp here, under here, so it gets the heat real quick. So it does take 12 to 48 hours to set up. All right, we're going to try something, which means I'm going to try something really unusual. So we've mixed the A and B hardener, and I've got just a little bit left there. And everybody knows that we're getting ready to also, these here, I'm going to try some UV resin on these pieces here that sort of got a kink in them. This one isn't too bad, but not thrilled that it had the lip on the back there, but the front came out really well. So I'm happy about that. I thought it was really pretty. And I redid the faux turquoise to make sure it was completely covered because it wasn't the last time. And then this piece was a piece of Skinner blend that was blue and black, which you can't hardly tell now. And then we added silver powder to it, which turned the front purple. We sort of did this ridge and then the dimples on the back. Almost could pass for a Christmas tree, huh? Yeah, blue Christmas tree, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this silver here, and I'm looking for my other color here. That almost matches this agate right here. These two greens, they're almost identical. And that just fell off, but that's okay. I'll pick it up later. So I'm going to take a little bit of green and silver here. I'm trying to find my little piece of metal that I used here to mix this the last time. Okay, well, maybe I'm doing it this way. Okay, either way, I still got to get it. We're going to use a little bit of green mica powder, not a lot. I'm trying to use very little. There we go. There's the green mica powder. Huh, I didn't even know it was Hanukkah, Sherry. So unless everybody is of Jewish descent, that is what Hanukkah is about, if you don't know. Okay, then we're going to add some silver here. Or this is white, silver white. I just need a little bit. There we go. There we go. Now we're going to mix that up together. And we're going to pour it into these molds. Thank you for the Jewish stars. So Sherry, are you part Jewish? Okay, so this is Micro Pearl 650. So we don't usually get into politics or religion, but I do wish people a happy holidays, no matter what you celebrate. From a Merry Christmas to a Hanukkah to a Gothmas, whatever is your choice of holidays. I think this almost looks like a mint. Pearly mint. It's actually really pretty. Trying to stir it slow again, as I said before. But this probably will not show that many bubbles. Trying to make sure I got actually that all mixed up in there. Looks like I did. Okay, so we're going to try this. Woohoo! I'm thinking, even though I have these molds here, I'm thinking about using my other mold here. I moved this moon up here I made last week. And we're going to use this mold here. So I'm going to try these right here. Trying to make sure you guys got plenty of light to see. Okay, so we're going to do, I think we're going to do this one because I'm not quite sure if I have enough for a bigger one, but we'll try. We'll see if this works. Here we go. I think it's really pretty. Trying to pull it and back and forth as even as possible. This says it's self-leveling. A little bit more, not much. Okay, now we're going to try one of these smaller ones because I don't have very much left. So we'll try this one here. And we're going to try a smaller one. Trying to get all that resin used so we don't waste it. And then a little teeny one. That's pretty good. There we go. Perfect. Of course, there's some old mold stuff on here, but it's not getting into the new mold. So this is those there, which look rather big, but I'm telling you, these are really small. It's just I've got the camera real close. That one's a medium size. And these are there, and then smaller. I think they're going to be really pretty. What do you guys think? All right. Thank you for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate your help in here. And then we're going to move this because I'm going to sit it over here on top of my lamp because it takes 8 to 12 hours again for these things to set up. I tell you, I need something to clean off my table, but I got that resin all over it last night. Wow, and that's really down there too. I have another razor, but it's not in here. Well, maybe this one will work. I just need one with handles on it. Try not to cut my hands here. All right. Wow. I wonder if I hit these with the heat gun. What do you guys think? Try hitting it with the heat gun. Watch your ears. If you got earplugs in, turn them down. And this is non-flammable too, this 2-part resin. Alright, let's see how that did. Hopefully I didn't blow anybody's ears out doing that. Then we're going to work on these other pieces we have sitting here. Okay. Sorry. Wow. I didn't think it would be this hard to get it off. It usually isn't. Guess it depends on how thick it's spelt on there. All right. Wow. Thank you for your patience, folks, while I try to get some of this resin up off my tile here. Wonder if I did this, that would help break it apart. Don't want to go viral because I sliced my arm or something, you know. All right, that'll have to do. I'll just work over in this area. Thanks everybody for your patience. Yeah, it's called they're actually called tissue blades. All right, we're gonna work on these. This one I need to add some more, we're gonna add a little more resin in here. I'm gonna use the knife to cut that off there, and I'm gonna add some like beads or something on the top and bottom here. And then I'm gonna add my UV hard resin on top of this, 2-part resin, so we don't have to wait for it. So we're going to try to get this edge off here where it is try. There we go, got it. Sometimes the ridge blade works better than the straight blades. Okay, so last night we set this desert picture jasper down in the resin here, and then we're going to put something on the top and the bottom to fill in those 2 places. All right, folks, don't forget to thumb up live. Don't forget to talk and comment so I know you're in here. Yep, that helps. And then we're going to try something. I'm not quite sure if this is going to work, but I'm going to try to put some beads in the top and beads in the bottom of this. I wish I had some copper beads. I do somewhere, but I don't know where they are. So I'm just taking some beads out right off my fingers like this. We're going to put them right there. Remember, this is hard resin already in here, so we're just sitting this on top of here if it's possible. I need my pair of tweezers. Oh, there goes that one. Okay, so that means I'm going to have to use something for these to stick. I should have known that. So give me a second here. I'm looking for something a little sticky, but not too sticky that I can use. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. How's everybody doing tonight? Willow Cat, are you still in here with me? How are all my top fans doing? We are working on this piece right here and this piece. We're going to be working on these simultaneously, each one of these. They're actually pretty floppy though, Sherry, the blades are. So they really are meant for clay, to kind of cut the clay up off the thing, or to cut clays per se, like this. They're meant for this kind of polymer clay. And then, what did I just do with that darn thing? It's bad when you lose something right in front of you. I want to use the straight razor to cut this, and I just had the straight razor with the 2 handles on it. Anybody know where I said it? Lord, my foot there. Okay, I have some stuff down here that dropped that I need up here, which is a Bacon Bond one, but we're not going to use it like Bacon Bond except for the use it on the setting of these beads. This actually is clay softener, and I'm going to tell you something. Here you go, folks. Baby oil and olive oil work as well as this, and this is like baby oil. So you're paying a lot to have glycerin inside baby oil, so it makes it thin and runny. Okay, I wanted to cut this with my straight blade for you to show you how that worked. So I'll use this one. It doesn't have any handles on the end of it. I don't know what I did with my other blade, but this will work. I'm actually going to try and make some handles for this blade. So we're just going to cut down like this. Move it back so you can see. This is actually what these blades are for. You just rock it back and forth. Of course, I didn't do that too good, but I'm going to use the other blade because it has handles on it. And this clay is a little bit stiff because it's what? Been sitting in a cold room. Yeah. So anyway, you get the general idea. I'm just going to squish all this up together. This is pearl clay, by the way. Primo sculpting pearl clay. So I'm going to get out of the way, and I have to put it off in a bag. I needed my straight razor to cut it, and I couldn't do it that hard, push down on it that hard. I didn't want to cut my hands with that blade. All right, so now we're going to move this out of the way. We're bringing this here. And we're going to use some Bacon Bond literally as a way to put these beads on this. Oops, you got to make sure you get it open. There we go. Just like that. I'll use a tip just to kind of rub it on the bottom there. This will dry clear, by the way. We're going to use that so that I can put the beads on here and they'll stay. See? And try to do beads all across the bottom. What does everybody think of that? These are silver beads. Literally silver. We don't have to worry if this gets on the beads because, like I said, the beads, it will dry clear. I'm going to try to put 2 rows on the bottom there, and then I'll put 1 or 2 up the side so it'll be even. Sort of trying to get them to stick to my finger. There we go. This takes patience right here. There we go. It really does take patience. I'm going to put a couple more right here so they fill that part in. I think it's going to be really pretty. I'm going to hit it with a heat gun so it'll clear up. Trying to do this carefully. There we go. Need one more right there. Perfect. Just push it in there. I think that's going to be pretty. And then we're going to do some up the sides here too. I think that's going to be pretty. What do you guys think? Okay, guys, get ready for the heat gun again. We're going to make some noise. Don't forget to thumb up the live, and thank you for being here. We are doing the two-part. We just unmolded the two-part, and we just redid one and did 3 other resin mold pours with mica powder. This is loud, so turn your earphones down, folks. I'm using this to clear up the... I did bacon bond. You can use this bacon bond on here too, and it'll hold it, and it'll go clear. It's not going to be, it won't be goopy looking. It will go clear as it heats. All right, and as you can see, it already cleared up just from that little bit. I like silver and copper together. I think it looks good. Ouch, this thing got really hot, guys. Super hot, super hot. Advice, don't stick your fingers on it. Okay, just using the ball stylus to make sure these are all down in there. But I think it's going to be really pretty with those silver balls on it. Once that clears all up, and then we're going to put a few on the top here. So do I still have everybody, or did I lose someone? Because I don't know. God. Okay. I don't want to knock the room off if you guys are still in here, and it looks like you are. So we are working on this piece right here, trying to let it cool down. That heat gun got it really hot, and we put silver beads on the bottom, which I think are really pretty. I'm going to put 1 or 2 more right here to fill in, and we're going to do the top side the same way. What does everybody think of that? I got to get me a drink of my soda stuff here. I'm not cracking a bead. It's an energy drink, guys. I was thirsty. Also, I found, which will go good with this, I think it's in here. Hold on, I'm looking. Well, maybe I'm using this instead. Maybe using that copper wire instead. Okay, so we're working on getting these silver beads in here, guys. We did the redoing of the faux turquoise. We also removed these, the 2-part resin, which I don't think came out too bad. And then we also did this, which was actually a Skinner blend from the, that's silver in there, by the way. That's not mess ups. That is silver flake in there. And then there's silver on the back. Hey, Sherry, can you say hello to me again so I know you're still in the room? Somebody say hello so I know you can hear me. This is a 2-part fantasy unmolding and molding of resin and also UV resin. Something is wrong that I can't see you guys talking. Try that. Try that. Okay, I just wanted to try that. If there was any difference, if I was missing something for some reason. I'm going to do a poll here. Oops. Ask everybody what gemstone they like. Whoops. Gotta get this up here where I can type it. Oh, what happened? I was just doing a survey, a thing to ask you guys a question. Where'd it go? Was it there? I guess I'm going to take this out to do it. I'm still alive. I don't know what's going on. Sherry's having a popcorn knife. Okay. I'm going to be doing a thing, and you guys can type in your answer in the chat to tell me what type of gemstone you like. Okay. There we go. What type of gemstone does everybody like? Please type in the chat what's your favorite gemstone. Okay, we're still working on this piece here. I'm going to get some more silver in here. Silver, little silver balls on the top too. That's going to look real pretty. Okay. Okay, folks, if you're in here, I just asked you, I did a survey. You can see it in there. All you have to do is type it in the chat part. What type of gemstones do you like? Or what type of gemstone do you like? I forgot to put do. Sorry, guys. So it means what type of gemstones do you like? Please type in the text part. This way I know it's still active in here. I see supposedly 2 people are in here and 6 thumbs up. That is so great. I really appreciate it. Now we're going to try some more of this bacon bond right here to put some more silver beads across the top of this, which this is a picture jasper, by the way. It's really a pretty stone. I just thought the silver would go with it. I thought since it's almost Christmas, we should do some kind of really Christmassy kind of things. But you could probably wear this after Christmas too. All right, I'm going to get some more on this side. This will dry clear, by the way, folks. Okay, so I still don't see anybody typing in the chat. What type of gemstones do you like? Willow Cat, are you still in chat with me? I'm just laying those right in there like that. Line them up. Whoops, drop that one. A pain in the butt sometimes to do this sort of stuff, but it's fun. There we go. Another one right there. And as soon as I hit these with the heat gun, that will clear up. Okay, so if your sound's still off and you can't talk, can you hear what I'm saying? And if you can you see the question I did at the top for everybody, which was to ask what type of gemstone they like, and you just have to type it in the chat. Okay. Thanks for at least speaking up so I know that you're here. I thought something was going on with my live, but I wasn't going to stop. I was just going to continue to record. Oops. Try not to lose these little silver beads all over. They are teeny, folks. I mean small. They're less than 2 millimeter. Really pretty, though. There we go. Oops, that one fell off. Trying to kind of get it to go around the edge of the stone, folks. So it follows the stone around, which I think looks good. There we go. And then we're going to run the heat gun on this again so that that clears up. Folks, if you can hear what I'm saying in the live and you're still in here, please don't forget to thumb up, like the live, and make sure you subscribe. And we have just done the resin part here before, which means we poured these. These are the 8 to 12 hour resin setup. But I did a silver and green together, which I think looks really good. It sort of looks mini and then sort of Christmassy. Then I did the pour on this one, which is really still really soft. Oh. Whoa. Okay, now I'm going to set that over there. That one's still got to set up too. Gotta get some of this hand sanitizer back here I got, guys. Alcohol hand sanitizers. My advice is, if you're doing resin, any kind of resin, please wear some gloves. It's so much easier then. Okay. All right, so I'm working on this. All right, try to use this to kind of even this up here. Oops. Did it stick on there? I thought it did, darn it. I thought it did. We need it to stick on this, not there, here. There we go. There we go. And that probably came out of this one on this end, so we're going to go a little more goop down here. That piece popped out. There we go. Put a little more goop down there and stick this bead in there now. There we go. Perfect. I want these, I'm trying to make sure these go pretty much in a round there. There we go. That's what we want. That's how we want it to look. I'm going to stick that on there again. I'm going to put a little more of this bacon bond here. Guys, don't forget to write in what kind of gemstone you like. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you for everybody being here. I promised Willow Cat that I would, because she asked what I was going to fill this in the other night, and I said, well, we're going to get it tonight to fill the top and bottom in here. There we go. That's nice and kind of taking the shape of the stone. I think that's pretty. I'm going to try to make this bigger so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. Well, since nobody's answering on the gemstone thing, I'm just going to stop that. See if I can, I think I can pull it off the screen. Try this. Yep, I was able to pull the survey off the screen for what's your favorite gemstone because nobody answered. All right, this is looking really pretty, and I'm going to run the heat gun again, guys. So be ready. Turn your headphones or your headsets down or your speakers down. Here we go, as we need to set this. As this gets hot and dries, it will dry clear. Which will make it almost look like it's floating around this cab. Hey, no problem, Willow. I wondered where you were. This is going to actually be really pretty, Willow. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to thumb up the live, and if you're not subscribed, folks, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much. I'd love to see you come back, Willow. We're going to be here a few minutes because I have 2 other cabs to finish up. And I need to do a chain. No problem, Willow the cat. Go eat something. Never do without food. That's not good. If you're hungry, you're hungry. I totally understand. And I apologize to everybody for running late tonight. I couldn't help it. Sorry for the noise. We're just trying to get this to set. Ooh, those are hot. I knew it was going to happen, guys. Hang on. Oh my God, I knew that was going to happen. Oh Lord. I knew that was going to happen. Isn't that something? A heat gun can set off your fire alarm? All right, that should be okay now. I just got that heat gun too close and too warm, too much heat going up there, folks. Isn't that amazing? That's what happened tonight. The cabs got smoking in the oven. It actually set the alarm off. All right. Whew. Thank you for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. Okay. So now I got to sit this here and let it cool off, folks. As you could hear before, the fire alarm went off, and that's from the heat. The heat actually rising up. I don't have my fan on in here tonight because I didn't want it to be too cold in here while I was trying to set all this and do it. This is still really, really warm. Yeah, it's freaking hot. It's more than that, it's hot. Ooh. All right, I'm going to slide that off to here. And then, let's see here. Trying to find, here we go. I need this. This is, I think this is 18 gauge. Let me see here. This one's 16, this one's 18. You can really tell a difference between 16 gauge and 18 gauge. Look at that difference. Really does make a difference. So I'm going to take about, try this so you guys can see. I'm going to take about the length of this because I'm going to make some chain links. And I would say this is at least 12 inches, which is a foot, a little bit over 12 inches. And let me get my clippers over here. I put my tools all in a bag because I was working in the other room yesterday. Sorry about that. This is Parawire, and I do highly recommend it. No, I am not sponsored by them. It's a great, what I call, cutting it just like that. And I'm going to do another piece exactly like that. Oops, that one's longer than that one. I don't want it to be longer. I want it to be about the same. We're using this big towel here to measure it. Like I said, this is about 12 inches, a little bit over. Cut it right there. There we go. We're using Parawire. All right. Now we're waiting for this one to cool off and dry, but we're also going to make some chain links. Cat is just very curious everything that's going on because she just wants to get into it. She's behind me so you guys can't see her. going to be using all these different tools here. You don't have to have all these. It's just me. It's what I like. So I have 2 styles of barrel nose. And then, of course, some flat nose I'm going to use along with some, where are they at? Bent nose pliers. Like this. So I'm going to start cutting this wire right here. I'm actually going to make chain links, but we are not going to add any beads to this time. They're going to be chain links without beads so that we can create an actual chain. I measure those 2 about there, about a finger. We'll cut them right there. And we're going to pull it up again. I'm just going to take 1 piece to use it. You can use this as your way to measure it each time. I'm going to cut it right there again. Now we got 4 pieces. This might be the boring part, but it's actually the exciting part because you're going to make your own chain out of 18 gauge parawire copper. Sorry if my hands get in the way. I needed to hold that. Make another piece right here. Make sure it's up to the end and matches with these so that when you're cutting it, you're getting the same length. There we go. Drop those down there. We're going to make another one right here. I'm just choosing to do this live with you. Normally I would do this in a video. But you get to see real time how it is. Hey, Walk in the Rain, how are you doing? Welcome in, Walk in the Rain. We've done most of the stuff tonight, which means I've already pulled cabs out of the 2-part pour resin, part 2 of 2-part resin. It's a mouthful. Okay, and we're getting ready to make some chain links. And what I did is I took this, which is still really warm, and this actually has bacon bond on it, and these are going to dry clear is what it will do. The bacon bond will dry clear. And that's a piece of picture jasper and a copper setting with the silver on the top and bottom. I thought it was kind of Christmassy. I thought it looked pretty. This is actually from Parawire. I actually bought it from Parawire. This is like 300 feet of 18 gauge copper. It's actually from Parawire, parawire.com, folks. I've never been able to find a big spool like that on Amazon or anywhere. I usually have to go directly to Parawire. It's actually cheaper. Oh, I bet it is. Didn't you say you got something like 10 feet of snow walking the rain? Okay, now give me a second here. I'm looking for something. I'm looking. That's not it. Yeah, you know, walking the rain, I set it off with the darn what? Heat gun, girl. But it didn't stay on long. It's just that I was doing it so close and so intense. The heat, I guess it notices the temperature. There must be a thermometer in this thing over above, because that's the only way I can think of it as it setting it off, is because there's some kind of thermometer that lets it know it's getting too hot. Yeah, I seem to want to set the fire alarm off all the time, don't I? I do, I do, I do. What do I do? I do, I do. Okay, so we're going to make some chain links here out of copper. I'm going to use about a 2 millimeter, a little bigger, 4 millimeter maybe it is here. I've forgotten, I've had these so long. We're just going to roll our arm and keep doing that and turn it around till we get a little oopy loopy like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Make another little oopy loopy. Like that. So we sort of have the same thing going on here. And I'm doing these rather long and they're not going to have any beads. So this actually is going to be a chain. So there's one. Do it like that. Oops. I should have done it double like that, folks, is more correct. So we will correct that as we go. And you don't want that wire sticking out on the other side. You want it as close to the end as possible. And you're just going to turn it and release it. Turn it, release it. There you go. And you can actually use the same pliers. There we go. These are going to be chain links, and we're going to make a bunch of them to make an actual copper chain link chain link necklace. You just twist that around and let go. You let go, but you leave the pliers in there. I use this to just smush it. Same thing again. Like I said, you don't want that sticking through there. You want it right on the end. And then you're just going to turn it and release your hand. Oops. Alrighty. There we go. There's another one. Then I'll show you how to hook them all together. Oh, wow, that's a lot of snow. Walk in the rain, you had 10 inches after Thanksgiving, and then another 5 and another 2, 4, so that's 7. That's almost what, 18 inches of snow, walk in the rain? Please, everybody, make sure you thumb up the live. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We're working on making a series of chain links to actually make a copper necklace. You just roll these around like this. It's going to smush it down. Same thing. And as I said before, you don't put it all the way up there. You want it right on the edge. So it's hard sometimes to catch it, but you can do it. I'm going to spin it around. There we go. Yay. There's 3. Oops, I just dropped a piece of this copper, and I cut a lot of it. But I need to cut more because we're going to actually make a necklace out of this. Whoa. Come on now. That was hard getting that off the floor. It's so flat. Get my other cab up here that fell off. Me too. I'd rather the snow too. Tomorrow's warmer by 20. I think it's only 28 degrees out here tonight. I really kicked my heat up this evening because of trying to do the two-part A and B resin that takes 8 to 12 hours. It really is, says it requires 75 to 80 some degrees to be perfect, but I think it's set up and it did all right. And I had it up. I had it up enough. It was up to 71. I was dying. I'm used to having my heat sit on 68. I'm not used to it being that warm. Okay, so again, you just roll that around. We're going to do the other one too. Just roll it around and then you're going to release it. Your handle. There we go. I need to do this one again. That one's not quite the way it should be. So I'm just rolling that a little more. There we go. That's better. There we go. Trying to make sure they're pretty close to the same size. I think they are. This one I may have gotten a little small, but I can use that as a clip on the end if necessary. Wow, 3 degrees walking the rain? That's completely insane. Do you have any way to heat your pipes to make sure they don't burst in your house? Okay, so we're still working on this. Like I said, you just roll and release. And we'll do the other end. We're using about a 2 millimeter, 2 to 4 millimeter barrel nose. There we go. Oh, that's going to be another end piece. I rolled it too short. Roll it around, release it. Same thing. Roll it around once to twice, and then you release it. There we go. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. Yeah, I've ever lived in mobile homes before I ever owned them. They can be rather cold. Welcome back, Sherry. I did do a thing earlier to ask people what their favorite gemstone was, but nobody answered. So I took it down. It was one of those poll question things you do. Try to find out what kind of gemstones people like. We're just making chain links here. Trying to make sure most of these are all the same size. Are you talking about the picture? That's actually desert and picture jasper. They all come in different colors. They actually range because they are natural stones. That is what that is. But I like that. I'll have to look that up. I didn't know there was one, but these are actually picture and desert jasper. This one just looks really different. This one was marked really different, but it's the real jasper, the picture jasper. I like the looks of it. So I set it in a copper setting. Just trying to get these chain links here to go. We're doing a 2.5 millimeter. Oops, I took that too far there. Try it again. There we go. That works. That works. Trying to get them all about the same. Dark green and black. Some looks like eyes. I don't know what you're talking about. I have this. This is faux turquoise. And these, of course. Oh, I see what you're saying about the other stones, how they look. Okay, I got you. Then I did this, which I thought was pretty too. I may put another coat of UV resin on there. It was black and blue, and it turned purple with the silver, which I thought was cool. And then I did the back like this, with a stipple blue back and silver. Do you see all that snow she has, Sherry, and how cold it is there? Okay, so the one you mentioned is your favorite gemstone. Okay. I'll try and remember that, or remind me later. I will try my best to remember. I'm just working on this chain links to make a necklace out of copper. And you just roll it around like this. And kind of smush it there. I'm going to clip this end off. I got it a little too long there. As close as I can. There we go. And again. Perfect. Then we're going to hook these together, and I'm going to do some more because we're actually making a necklace, so it's going to take quite a few of these. And all you do is go right to the edge. Like I said, you don't want that to be sticking out. You grab down on it like that, and then roll your pliers. And as you're rolling them, you release the handles. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Folks, if you're in here, don't forget to like the live. It really does help. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist, and we're working on a copper chain link necklace to go with the pictured jasper and silver beads in the copper setting. Whoops, that didn't come out good. I'm going to undo that there. Let's go shut there and straighten it out. Just going to roll and release. Just like that. Same thing here. Roll and release. Switch that. Okay. Got a little bit of a tip there. I'm going to nip that off. If necessary, you can use a piece of sandpaper or your Dremel with a sander on it if you think there's some rough spots because you don't want it to catch on anybody's neck. But I think these are going to go together really well. This and this are going to look really well together. So I got 2 more to do here, and then we're going to start hooking the chain up, and I'm going to make another row of chain, but we're going to start the first one here. I believe that, Walk in the Rain. Guys, give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, I have to go get something. Give me just 1 moment, folks. I'll be right back. The back start. Give me just a second, folks. I'll be right back. I apologize. Give me a second, folks. I apologize. I'll be right back. Stop it. Yeah, I'll be right back, folks. Give me a second. My cat is being a bad kitty out here. It was definitely being a bad kitty. Come on, get out, Star. Oh, my Lord. I'm on my way back, folks. On my way back. Just a second here. Give me just a second. I apologize. I'm on my way back. Give me just a second and I'll be there. Thank you for your patience. I was looking. I don't see it. Thanks for your patience, guys. I also had to go get me another drink. I'm so sorry to leave you in here for those moments. Thank you for your patience. Whoa. Okay, we are making a copper chain link. No problem. Get that coffee, walk in the rain. I understand. All right. Whoa. My cat was being really naughty. She gets into everything sometimes. Again, I apologize. So, we are working on chain links. I got 2 more here to make, and we're going to start this part of the chain, and then we're going to make several more to make the whole chain. It is a little work. I'm not going to say it's not, but it definitely is worth it. I think it's pretty, and it looks really nice. I mean, you could add beads to it if you wanted. I do often when I make chain links, But we are just making plain chain links right now. Another attacher. Just grab it on the very end, turn and release. So you kind of sort of get like that. It's like a little popsicle. Lollipop, I guess, would be more like it. Okay. Turn and release. There we go. And I'm going to nip this end off here. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a little bit of an edge there, end. There we go. Now we're going to work on hooking these pieces together. Thank you for everybody that's in here. Don't forget to thumb up the live and like it. It's really weird because I had 6 thumb ups before and now it says 5. That is really strange. How do you lose a thumb up? Oh, okay. This has been a real exciting night doing all the different gemstones, from the repairing of this one to the unmasking of the 2-part resin, which came out gorgeous, most of them. And then, of course, the resin one here that I call kind of Art Deco Bohemian. And then, of course, I did 2 other trays with 2-part resin in it, which takes 8 to 12 hours. So that won't be until tomorrow for y'all to see how they came out. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how this is done. It's pretty easy. I just use my flat nose pliers here and just kind of press this back and open. Hold it tight and then open like that. Can you see how I pushed it back to open it so there's a little slit in there? Just like that. And then you take your next one and you take this one and you slide it up on here. See how easy that was? And then we're going to close it back down. Need to get it back on that ring. Make sure it closes down where the ring is. I'm going to press that down. There we go. And we have started our chain link necklace. Let's get several on here so you can see how they look. And you just keep opening. You can actually do these with your hands because parawire is not that hard. You can pull that open. I'll try to get this closer. You can pull that open. And then you take the next one and slide it up under here on there like that. And pull it over. And you just press this one back. I'm doing it with my hand. I'm going to press that down, and we're going to use these flat nose pliers to kind of squeeze that together there. And then I'm going to press that down right there just like that. And hold it kind of tight, not too tight. You don't want to mar the wire. See, I did get a little dink there. But this won't come off. And now we've got a chain link necklace started. It's going to be pretty when it gets all together, guys. It will look really pretty. And you can add beads to these too if you want. If you prefer a beaded one, you're more than welcome to do it. It takes a little more time, like the ones I've beaded before. Just a second here. I'll show you this one as an example. Which actually, by the way, it pulled apart and it shouldn't have done that. Let me see if I can fix this real quick before I show it to you. There we go. Like this here. This is really pretty. This is a chain link. These are chain links, smaller chain links here in between with the bead on them. And then jump rings. And that was malachite beads and a faux turquoise, which I thought was gorgeous on a silver chain. Pull it out some so you can really see it. So we're basically doing the same thing, only we're making a plain copper chain link with no beads. All right. So I showed everybody that so you could kind of get an idea. And we're still making these links. And all my pieces eventually are going to be up on Etsy for sale. And they are pretty and they are handmade. I'm just squeezing that down so it kind of locks there. The chain link locks in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here. And we're going to make another 10 on the other side. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like Sherry's been in some real blizzards before. I have too. I know how that is. I sure do. Okay, so we're hooking up the next chain link here. Right over there, you just loop it over. And turn it back. Very easy. You can move it with your hands. And then we're going to use the flat nose pliers to kind of bring that down a little. And then we're going to squish it lightly. We don't want to mar the metal if we can help it because we want it to stay pretty. As pretty as possible. And I, of course, can hook these and open them by hand, but you have to close them with the pliers. So just remember that they have to, even though you could close them back, you need to smush them down with the pliers. Smoochy, smoochy, as they call it. There we go. Make sure that's closed there. Now we're going to do the next one. Open that up. Hook it through there just like that. Can you guys see that okay? They're not actually, Sherry. It's pretty easy. And it ends up being really gorgeous. It's really worth it. It's not really that hard. I just do it a little slower when I'm teaching so that everybody gets to know what to do if they're doing it for the first time. Because I can do it pretty fast. But nobody learns that way if you do it too fast. It's not a lot of work, Sherry. I promise you it's really easy. And you can make some pretty chain link necklaces really quick. You get it, you start swinging it, and you got it. I can move faster, but everybody that's learning needs time to learn. Not everybody knows if they're actually in here to learn jewelry making and crafting. There we go. Just pulling that down over like that. All right. It's really not that hard. It's pretty simple and it's pretty basic. Anyone can do it. It's not that hard at all. You do have to have patience, though. It takes patience for everything. Okay, so we're going to open this one. I'm going to hook it on the end here. Just like that. Very simple, very easy. Nothing hard about it. Anyone can do it. It's just fun. Okay, so let's see. Let's count how many chain links we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 chain links there. And they actually look really nice. And we're going to do another 10 for the other side. Then we can put this in the middle, and it's going to be gorgeous. Yeah, I get you, but I still do it slow enough that everybody should be able to catch on, because that's not fair. If you go so fast, no one learns anything and nobody enjoys it because, oh, you did that so fast I couldn't see what you're doing. And even if you rewind it, it's still too fast. Okay, so we need to make 10 more links here. You guys got the idea? Kind of measuring it out this way. Wow, this is 18 gauge, by the way. Copper wire from Parawire, dead soft. I'm going to move this over here out of my way, because we're sort of using this tile as a measuring. This tile is about a foot, about 12 inches from end to end. So in order to get 10 of those, we had to do two 12-inch lengths of copper wire. I can work harden it, but, you know, it's not a necessity, to be honest with you, but it can be work hardened. Because me even just pulling my hands across this wire right now is work hardening it when I'm doing this. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take these two pieces again, and we're going to work on getting some more links. Once we get this done, we'll be able to hook this necklace up. Okay, so I'm going to do that there. And again, like I said, if you just take the wire and put it right there, you can just measure it for each cutting link. I just usually hold it down here with my fingers so it doesn't fly all over. There we go. And you just keep working it. I mean, I can move faster, but if I move it so fast, nobody's going to learn that actually came in here to learn something. Okay. There we go. I'm going to pull these up here, get those ends off. There we go. A little higher there. There we go. Now we're going to make some more links real quick. Actually, I don't, because I'm hand work hardening it. But yes, I know what you mean. I have a block and everything, and I have a chase hammer, in fact, sitting right here. Several of them. And they can be work hardened. I guess you could if you wanted to. I mean, I don't want to break my towel here. But yeah, you could work harden them right where they're made there. You don't want to do it too hard, though. And this is loud, so just remember you asked. It really doesn't have to be. But I can do it real quickly. It was already work hardened with my hands pulling it. There we go. Not much to it. Well, I hope you're learning something from me. You must be, because you come back, so I can't be doing too bad, am I? Okay. But there are a lot of people too that come in and they know all these fancy terms because they've heard them in other videos and they kind of know what they're talking about, but they don't. Okay, so we're just making some more chain links here, about 10 more, and we will have that where we can, whoops, that did not go well. You just twist and turn. There we go. Next one. Same thing, twist and turn and rotate your hand as you're turning it on your beveled nose pliers, your barrel nose pliers. My brain's gone tonight. Sorry about that, guys. Whoops. Okay. Turn and let loose. For some reason does not want to spin around there. Okay, there we go. That'll work. There's two. I'm going to try this because it is a little faster since some people are impatient. We're going to do this. See, but it's not going to work because I can't double them up. It just won't do. No matter what. It also work hardens it when you squeeze it between the pliers. Was in one. Well, that's a shame they do that because there's no excuse in that. Yep, no excuse in that at all. In fact, if someone does that in a room I'm in, I will put them out because I don't go for that. All right, here we go. Spin and turn and release. And again, you don't go all the way through. Spin, turn, and release. And I'm just going to clip this little nip off every once in a while. You get a little lippy thing there. You can file these too, by the way, if it's sharp. But see, I get it close enough, it's not even on there. It's not going to bother anybody's neck or anything. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Don't forget to thumb up the live while you're in here. Make sure you subscribe. There's more exciting content coming. We're just working on the chain link, copper chain link necklace to go with the piece of pictured jasper that was set in resin and a copper bezel with some silver beads on the top and bottom. It is almost Christmas, so the copper and silver go together well. Okay, whoops. This is why you get it right on the end there. There we go. Well, it's going to give me a hard time. That's okay. I can get it. That's a shame that happened to you. Seriously. Hey, Launch, welcome in. We're almost through everything except we're working on chain links to go with this piece of picture desert jasper and the silver beads and this copper. We're actually making a chain link necklace for it out of copper. I'm so glad you made it. You should hear all that snow walking the rain had. Ton of snow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 more of these to make, and then we can make the 10 links on that side. Again, you just turn it, spin it, till you get that, which is almost like a popsicle or a pea or a lollipop. Same thing. This is like a 2 millimeter thing here, and I just squeeze it in between there, and it hardens it up. And you can work harden it with your pliers as you go, which is kind of what I've been doing. That's why you kept seeing me mash it, so that you didn't have to use a hammer. But that's up to you. You can use a chasing hammer and a chase block if you want. I try to save people in their ears too sometimes, because this works just as good. I'm going to clip off that lip right there. There we go. Round and round we go, and you release and turn. And again, like I said, just press down with the pliers like this, and you'll work harden it, and then you don't have to use a chasing hammer and block, which makes a lot of noise, especially if people are wearing headphones. Or they're wearing earbuds too. Can be wicked. Wicked, wicked, wicked. Okay, same thing. I'm moving kind of fast now. I'm trying to get through these. Round and round you go. Press down, and you just press across, turn it around, and press again, and you can work harden it right here with these pliers, because they have that little square back there, right here. And you just press down on it, and that will help work harden your wire. And then you don't have to use a chasing hammer to do it. It does the same thing, I promise you. Just getting that little tip off there. Same thing for this one. There's nothing there rough to catch anyone. That one needs a little more off. These are the kind of pliers that go down in between stuff. Very close, minute work. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. 9, 10. And I'll just make a few extra if necessary. So I'm going to start hooking these together like I showed you a minute ago how to do. And like I said, you can hand hammer them with a chasing block and a hammer, or you can take your pliers and squeeze down on each section, and that will work harden it all. Yeah, Star, was she running around? She might have been running in the camera, and I didn't even see her. She is a pretty baby. She's spoiled, and she's rotten. She gets away with a lot of stuff. She really does walk in the rain. Okay, again, we're just opening with the hand here. It's not that hard. And you'll take your next one and loop it through here. Let me bring this up a little closer. There we go. And you're going to take this and open it right there and pull that right through there, just like I did. Whoops, I pulled it off. We're going to hold it right there with our 2 fingers like that, because we need to close this side down so it seals up. I just use my flat nose pliers to do that. There we go, and I just squish that down a little bit. There we go. And that will hold that. And again, you can use these flat nose too. If you need to harden it, harden it more, you can do it with the flat nose. Okay, so we're going to open it there. Have a good night, Sherry. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. All right, now we're hooking this next chain link in here, copper chain link. This is 18 gauge para wire. And we're going to press that down there. Make sure that is as close as possible to that wire there so it's touching, see? Because you don't want the chain link to come out, because it will if you don't make sure it's there, touching that other end of the wire. And we're going to just squeeze that down. There you go. Now we have 3. My hands are so sticky, you guys, from all that resin. And I washed them. I mean, I scrubbed them with that alcohol stuff. And my hands are like, ee. Okay, next. Actually, these are pretty easy. I just did it really slow when I was first starting because I was trying to give everybody a chance to see how I did it. So that's why Sherry thought it was a lot of work. It's really not. It's actually pretty easy. Push that down there. Push that in there, kind of with my nail, what nails I do have left. There we go. Just making sure that's tight on there. So we don't want it to come apart. Ooh, let me just a second, folks. I got to get some more hand sanitizer on my hands. Ooh, this hand sanitizer really does work miracles. Okay, now, I like the copper chain link. What do you think of it, Walk in the Rain? I like it. I think it's going to look awesome with that. We're just doing a really plain one with no beads. I showed you the ones I have with beads. Thank you for all the thumbs up, folks. I really appreciate it. Okay, so now we're getting ready to hook our next chain link in. We're just going to open this, sort of like opening a jump ring. And this is para wires 18 gauge, but it's always dead soft, so it's pretty easy to open up with your hands. And usually what I do is I roll it back just like that with my hands. And then I take the pliers and squish it down and then squish it again. Like that. And like I said, you do not have to use a chasing block and a chase hammer to harden. You can harden your wire by just pressing down with it gently with the pliers. It'll do the same thing. Now, I mean, if you're looking to really stiffen it up and get some marks in it to show some design, then by all means use the chase hammer. I do that a lot with earrings that I'm making. Hey, Andrew. I didn't even see you in here. Welcome in. Thank you for coming in. We're working on a chain link necklace for this. Copper and picture desert jasper. And I did some silver beads on the top and the bottom, which I think with this, it's going to actually look really good. I'm glad you saw him walk in the rain. I didn't even see him come in. I must not be seeing some people on my screen. That's really weird. Give me just a second, folks. I'm doing the stretch back here, okay? Because I'm getting stiff and sore. I've been on here now for just a little bit. And I need to stretch and move. Because my back is killing me from sitting here. I have my Coca-Cola short, long pants on sweat and my Misfits t-shirt. I'm rocking out tonight. So I'm going to turn this back around on the work. And I'm just trying to stretch. And here you go, guys. Check it out. Oops. Here you go. Say hi to everybody. Star says hi. She said, Boss Kitty's here. I'm making sure Mom does what she's supposed to. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. I am Boss Kitty, and I am in control. Okay, I'll turn it back that way. So Boss Kitty Star came in and said hello to everybody. She is walking the range. She is so pretty. I am just trying to stretch my back a little bit between my shoulders. My shoulders get really bad sometimes when I'm here bending over a lot, which you guys don't realize that I actually am leaning into this and not sitting up straight, which will cause your back to kill you, especially your shoulders. Yeah, she's been doing pretty good because she was there. Like she was like, oh, I want to get up there. I want to get up there. And she doesn't usually do that. But I went to church yesterday. Is it after midnight? I don't even know what time it is. So I went to church and she didn't like it because she was left here alone. But I can't help that either. She's not here that long and she gets TV and everything. Wow. Okay. So we're getting ready to open another chain link here. We're just pressing that back like that. So there's actually an opening. And then you take your next chain link and put it on like that. Just hook it like that. I usually leave it on that end and then I try to close it because I'll have to close it with the pliers too, but I try to close it by smushing it together there. Whoops. I want it to stay on there like that. So we're just going to close it right there and smush it. There we go. Got it. This one I'm going to straighten out. It got a little wonky here. Plus that will also work hard in this. Like I said, these are mainly like almost like a lollipop end. So we're getting there. There's our next row of chain. Huh. Sounds good. Anything to help with the back pain. But I had serious injuries to my neck and back. That's part of my disability. So all the years of working really hard. Okay, we're just pressing that down there. I'll close this down right here. I'll tell you, everything's sticky. You notice even my pliers have some resin on them. Thank God I have more than one pair of pliers. Wow. That should be pretty closed. We'll just work hardening that with the pliers instead of using a chasing hammer and a block where it makes a bunch of noise and pops everybody's eardrums out. I do use it when I'm doing like wire hoop earrings and I need to flatten. I absolutely use the block and chase hammer. Okay, so I just pull this back here and this isn't that hard a wire. You can kind of press it down. If you can't, you can use the pliers. You don't have to use your hands. Just my hands are a little tough from doing this unless I get to filling really bad, which sometimes I do. There we go. I'm going to straighten that out a little. There we go. So we got, let's see, one. Wait a minute. How did these get hooked like this? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I'm like, what is going on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 2 more to do. That'll make our 10. Woo. Put the pliers in UV on and it will harden the resin to peel it off. Yeah, absolutely. This is my own fault. I shouldn't have been using them, but I've got a bunch of different pliers, but I can get that off. But it was just funny. It's on everything, you know? It is so funny. Later, I'm going to try. Star, what do you got? What do you got? Let me see what you got. I got to see what she's into, guys. Give me a second here. I see. This is not yours. Look, guys, I told you she's a jewelry thief, too. Didn't I? She had this and she was running with it. Okay, this is Mommy. Sorry. Say bye-bye to it. Go find your mousey, your ratatouille. So it's my resin and mica powder room. It's actually my jewelry room too, where I do all my jewelry and my hand hammer. You can't see it, but at the end of this table, I have all these metal tools that I use to work with metals, because I do actually do torch work and metal work. Yeah, she has good choices. You're right. She just found that somehow. I don't know. She found it. It probably fell off the table up here on the end is probably what happened. Okay, so we're going to open this one like that. Put it through there like that. And we're going to close it back down like that. And you can turn these to match each side so it's going in the right direction, each one of them, just so you know. Okay. There we go. That's good enough. Okay. Now the next one. Let's see, how many do I have here now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got one more. One more, folks, and we got 10 on each side. Woohoo! Just turn that around like that with your hands. And we're just going to smush this down here so it reaches that piece of metal there. And we're going to use this to smush it, flat nose pliers. Okay, there we go. Come on now. All right, there we go. All right, now we have 10 and 10. Not too bad, huh? Now we have 10 and 10 for the chain link necklace. So we have to do a clasp up here, and then we have to do 2 jump rings down here. We're going to do 2 brass copper jump rings down here to hook this into. So this will go in there. And I think it's going to look really pretty, guys. Really, absolutely gorgeous. It's my resin, mica, hand hammer, painting, art, all of it room. I actually have another long table in here, which I'll show you real quick, which is a total mess, but it goes all the way back there. And that has all my metalworking tools down on the end. Again, I'm just doing some back Stretches and bending my shoulders back so I don't hurt so bad. Because it does hurt after a while. So we're going to need to make 2 jump rings. That we can use those 2 right there to make 2 jump rings for the end here. Then we're going to take 2 pieces of this for the top and make like a S hook and a ring on the other end. So we have something to hook the necklace together. I think it's going to be really pretty, guys. I didn't see Will Hat in here, but you saw him walk in the rain? Or I would have said hi. I didn't even realize he was in here. Then I saw Launch, but he's gone, I guess, or he's quiet. Just not saying anything. So by my thing, it says we have 2 people in here and I have 7 thumbs up, which is great. So we just need what? Come on, people. Let's follow this necklace. This is beautiful. Definitely is beautiful. Okay, so down on the end, we're going to make 2 jump rings to go, 1 in each side of this necklace. 1 to go on each side of this necklace. Okay? Sorry about the dirty board there. It's just the darn resin on it. As soon as I can, I'll get it cleaned off. But remember, I just did all that resin work last night, that 2-part resin. So it sort of got on everything. Okay, so now we're going to use our barrel nose pliers again. And I'm going to use a larger one up here because I want the jump ring to be rather large. Just wrap and turn, wrap and turn. There we go. And I'll turn it around this way and sort of squish it like that. And there we go. We got 1 jump ring. We just got to make 2. I'm using the end of the pliers to work hard in this. Then I'm going to clip those edges off, but we're going to leave them on for a minute because we want to run them through the bottom of the necklace. Okay, so now we're going to make another jump ring of the same size for this. Let's grab it here on the biggest barrel. Go, we're going to bend down like that. There we go. I'm just going to mush it all the way around, and that will help work harden that jump ring. I'm going to press down here. And once we get it hooked in here, see, these are almost identical. I did really good as far as the size goes. They're almost this exact same size as jump rings. Perfect. Yeah, he always is watching that, and he watches that in his live too. I love going there and watching it. It's fun while he's doing his drawings. Absolutely fun, fun, fun. Okay. All right, so we're going to open these by hand. And we're going to hook 1 in here. This jump ring going to go right through there. And we're going to what? We're going to clip this because we're going to rub it back and forth. We want it to meet evenly. The jump ring to meet evenly. Way to do that is cut that end off. And then you sort of just push it together. And if you can hear it clicking, once it clicks properly, that means it's sealed. And then we're going to take the flat nose or bent nose pliers, either one. We just need to get this mushed kind of together a little. There we go, just like that. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side of this 10 link chain link necklace. I'm going to cut this edge off because that's too long for me. Now we're going to open this jump ring that I made. We're going to hook it through the other side of the copper chain link 18 gauge necklace chain we made. And I'm going to clip this right here. Let me get this back so you guys can see. We're going to clip it right up here so that it's even and it will close together. There we go. And we're just going to move them back and forth like that. And if you could hear, that actually made a snap clicky noise. We're going to use the bent nose pliers. Sort of smash that down there. Oh, this resin is just sticking all over my hands. Okay, so now, here comes the big part. I'm going to make it where these jump rings both go through the end of this bezel here to hook it in. It's weird because I don't see him talking at all in this live Walk in the Rain. Okay, so, and like I said, I would have said hi to him, but I didn't see him come in. And I have my thing up high where I can see everything, so that's really weird. So we're going to roll this around like this. I'm trying to get my hands back here. And then we're going to open it right there like that. Okay. We're going to put this over this just like that. And we're going to take this and work it back and forth until it clicks. Like that. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other side. We're going to open it and put it through this from this side. One from the left and one from the right. And you're going to move it back and forth till you hear it click. There we go. And then we're going to squeeze it down with the bent nose pliers to make sure that it's closed. There we go. And now look how neat and uniform and pretty that looks, guys. See there? Very pretty. It's like they almost mesh together and stack on top of each other. Very pretty. I did tell her goodbye, but I didn't see him come in, or I would have said hi to him. So hi, Will Hat, if you're in here. I'm so sorry I missed you. So you like the look of it? Ugh, I just got resin in my mouth. Ew, that don't taste good. Or sit down with a little energy drink here. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to work on the other end of this, which means getting a like S hook here and a round hook here so that it'll hook into each other. One will be a jump ring and the other one will be a S hook. Give me just a moment here. I'm really working with my back and shoulders tonight. But I did a lot of work last night doing all that resin. And I also did some more resin pour tonight. If people were in here, they got to see it. I really think it looks pretty. I like it. And it's a non-gender necklace, too. If there's any issues with that with some people, this could be worn by a man or a woman. So there you go. That's what I try to do with a lot of my pieces, except for sometimes rings, because I do like formal kind of dinner statement rings. And I don't know, I guess some guys will wear them, but mostly it would be women that would wear them. Okay. Now, let's work on the S-hook first. I'm going to use, where's my other barrel nose? I have 2 sets of barrel nose pliers. Now, what did I do with my other set? Oh, my Lord. Well, I guess I'll use these. These will work. But I have my bigger barrel nose. Oh, there they are, right here. Somebody just yell at me. They're up front on the left. Okay. So we're going to use these because we're going to make an S hook, which means you're only going to go that far. And this actually has a piece of rubber on it, folks, to keep it from marring the metal. Then we're going to go back this way and bend it all the way up like that. Sorry, I tried to make it so you guys could see it. I'm dealing with my sticky hands too, and I have washed them 2 or 3 times. Okay, so we're going to go back like that, and then we're going to turn this one like that. We just have a very simple, plain, generic S-hook, folks. And this, by the way, walk in the rain, I will use the block and chase hammer on to hammer or harden this. I need to clean my chase block. My block has been through it. Okay, you can tell I really work. I mean, because my stuff does not get pretty, it gets work. Watch your ears, folks. Turn down your headphones. Sorry about that. And turn down your other things if you have something that's going to cause you to not hear. And you just take the chase hammer and you tap and push out. Tap and push out. But I do it so fast, sometimes people can't see that I'm actually tapping and pushing out. I'm also getting this to sort of go flat. Give it a little look here, which really looks nice. See there? That looks really nice. That flattened look there. Then we're going to do the same thing on this end, on the other end of the S-hook. Sorry for the noise. Turn your headphones down and take off your, or turn your speakers down. It's just going to be a minute or 2 here. This is why I do most of my work hardening with pliers. But I can't do it for this piece. Can't do it for this piece. Ouch. I like that kind of brushed look it gives it with the texture. And then you can use the ball end too if you want to give it a little more texture look to it. You turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. And it'll give it sort of a textured look. There we go. Hopefully I didn't blow too many eardrums out. Yeah, these are meant for making rings too, by the way. And these barrels are meant, this is a safe barrel so that you don't damage your metal. Especially if you're doing silver, and I do a lot of silver too. You guys just haven't seen it yet. I've been working on copper mainly because I can't find all my stuff yet. Okay, so there's our S-hook. And we're going to kind of take this S-hook, and I'm going to press it down like that. And then the same thing for this. There we go. And then I'm going to hook it in there with a jump ring, and then I'm going to put a jump ring on the other side. Okay. So when I do stuff and people actually see it after a while, they start to realize I know what I'm talking about, that I'm not just someone here not knowing what I'm talking about. I've done a lot of metal smithing and working. So we're going to take this bigger barrel here because we're going to make a jump ring to go on the other side. My fingers are sticking together. Just turn it and let it go, and I'm pressing these down, trying not to waste my wire. We're going to press it down right there. Put it in between here. Press that down, and then we're going to cut this so that it matches, so we can make it into a jump ring that goes together. So it'll cut right there with these. Same thing for that. And then you take it and work it back and forth till you hear that little click. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it actually does make a clicking noise. And it becomes one. Like that. Okay, so the next thing we're doing, thank you for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. We're going to open this because it's already work hardened. I kid you not, this jump ring is already work hardened. And so we're going to hook that on there. And we're going to close it right here like this. Trying to make it so you guys can see. You just work it back and forth. All right. And then we're going to make a smaller jump ring for this side. We're going to actually use this. And I'm going to clip it right there like that. I'm going to use the round nose again. These. Do this here. Whoops, sorry guys. I didn't mean to get out of the camera picture. Wow. Let me clip this. I'm going to hook this in here like this. It's going to be a little bit different. And then it's going to be almost like a clamp. See there? Like that. Then we're going to open it right here. And we're going to hook the S hook in here. And hook that back like that. And then we're going to press the X hook down like this. Because we need that to be closed right there. Just like that. And I did that because it's a little more elegant than a jump ring. I'm going to squeeze this down with a pair of pliers. I bent those pliers, in fact. One more time. There we go. That way, if you want, you could actually pull that off. But here we go. All nice and easy. You just push, you just push the S out a little ways. And it hooks right up there like that. My fingers are sticking together, folks, sorry. And then you close the S down. Like that. Whoa. I got to stop for a second. My hands are cramping up, folks. Give me just a minute here. My fingers are cramping really bad. I'm going to bring it back so you guys can see how that's hooked on the top. Like that. And all the way down there to the double jump ring. Hey, Will Hat. Welcome back. So we actually have this complete, and I think it's really pretty, guys. I like it. It's sort of Victorian looking to me. And I did the silver beads. I think I need to add a couple more beads right here, guys. On the bottom, maybe one right there in the middle. What do you think? One more in there? So this has been a tutorial on making a chain link copper bracelet. I mean copper necklace. I got bracelet on the brain. But I've made a lot of chain links before, and I was showing Walk in the Rain how you can harden it without using a hammer and a block, a chase, without using a chase hammer and a block. You can actually do it with your pliers. Yeah, exactly. I think I need one in the middle there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little more. I actually been using this and it works great. It's for clay. It's bacon bond, but you can hit it with the heat gun, and we hopefully won't set off my fire alarm again, since I know it's a little late now. I'm going to put a little more of this right there because it dries clear, so it's perfect. I'm gotta open that more. There we go, just like that, a little dot. It's almost like a dot of glue, but it will dry clear once I drop that bead in there. Okay, so I'm getting beads right here. These are like less than 2 millimeters. These things are tiny silver beads. Ooh, that sounds good. Sounds like a good drink, Launch. I wonder where you were. I didn't see you there. So as you see, I was able to speed that up. Walk in the Rain on making the links. I told you I was doing it intentionally, being slow. When somebody said, oh, it looks like a lot of work. No, it's not that hard. It's actually really easy, but I slow it down so that people get a chance to what? See how to do it. Okay, so I actually needed, I think I need 2 beads in there. Well, maybe not. Maybe only 1 bead. I swore I needed 2. Hold on. Come on, it's sticking on my finger. Right there. Stay, stay, stay. There we go. That works. That works. You know, I know it's the middle of the night, but my butt is hungry. I don't know why I'm hungry. I ate a big vegan steak I made, which was delicious, by the way. In fact, Lunch was with me while I was eating it. It was great. Well, he was on the phone with me. We were having a video dinner. I think he did. Launch, you made that drink yourself, didn't you? Cucumber and cantaloupe drink? I love the idea of cucumber. I love cucumber. Facials, rubs, drinks, eat them. I love cucumbers. Okay, so now we're going to bring the moon down here that I worked on last week. Everybody remembers the pretty moon? Yeah. And I'm going to sit it over here. In fact, I'm going to put it in one of these. Since Star decided she was going to drag off that other necklace, I'm actually going to put it in here, so it's safe until I get it up there for sale. It'll work right there, and I can put it right up here in my box thing to hold it. We still got Day of the Dead going on here, folks. Okay, so now I'm going to put this up here because this actually is done other than it drying and that clearing up for those silver beads. I think this is really pretty. I'm guessing this is about an 18-inch chain, not 16, but 18. So I'm turning it that way so you guys can see it. I'm going to pull this back. Let me slide that over there like that. There we go. That works. That works. Right there works. Whoops. I'm trying to make it even. Let me try from the back. Try to do a little bit of a twisty here. There we go. There we go. So what do you guys think? Do you like that? I think it's really pretty. Sort of Victorian looking. Yeah, Launch got some peach vodka or something. Anyway, what does everybody think of the necklace? Thanks for all the thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. My Victorian, copper, resin. And that was actually 2-part resin I used in that. So that had to do an 8 to 12 thing. And now it's just setting up and drying. Yeah, it does sort of like a cameo. You're right, Walk in the Rain. Thank you so much, Will Hat. I think it's really pretty too. I really do. Wow, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And just so some of you know, I was working on these pieces, which are also, this is the 2-part resin with silver and green mica powder in them. So they have to sit up that time. And this one here that I did has got to sit up too, that I had to put extra resin in. The gold one with the green beads. It actually came out really pretty, except I knew I was going to have to redo that. I said that before, that I was going to have to redo the top. But these pieces didn't come out too bad. They came out really well. And we're going to be working on these coming up in some future tutorials very soon. And I am going to use resin on this, UV resin, to fill in these little gips. I think they turned out really pretty. I think they're gorgeous. I'm really in love with green. Green is one of my favorite colors next to blue, as you can tell. It's one of my favorites. And then, of course, this piece is gorgeous. The purple Wurple with the silver and blue background. I think that looks really good. Trying to make sure you guys can see all that. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that in a live too, Launch. Okay, so here you go, folks. Here is the Victorian, as I call it, Victorian kind of cameo, but it's not. And that is a pictured Jasper in here with silver beads on the top and bottom, little round silver beads. And then everything is handmade, including the necklace clasp. Get up there and stay. And I will wear it tomorrow night for you guys so you can see what it looks like, because there's gonna be a part 3 to this. We got 1 and 2. Now we got part 3 to do. So I really appreciate everyone being here. I'm so excited that you're here and that you came into my live and supported me. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Will Hat. Thank you, Launch. Sherry, who's gone. Willow Cat was here, but she didn't come back. She said something, she was hungry, and I don't know. She might have fell asleep. Anyway, everybody, you are awesome. Thank you so much for coming to my live. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this chain link copper necklace without any beads on it. And then the double jump ring going in through the bezel along with the back, which has an S hook creation along with a hoop, which you can make your accessories so much cheaper than buying them, and they're just as good, if not better. Thank you so much, everybody, for your thumbs up. Have a great night. Again, thank you. I will see you tomorrow night in part 3. So it's going to be either 7 or 7:30. It might even be 8. I'll let you know. If you guys go to my post under my main page and click on post, you will know what's going on right at the moment with my channel and everything. So I really appreciate everybody's support. Thank you again. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. Have a great evening. Good night for now. Keep crafting and doing art. Good night, everyone.